So one of my goals for this week is to get this battery monitor installed. It'll tell me how much juice is in my batteries and how they're performing. I gotta run some wires through some annoying spots. That's why I've been putting it off, but decided it needs to happen. So this is the installed battery monitor. This end goes out to the battery, and then this end goes out towards all the things that are gonna use the battery. And the current travels through here, and there's some electronics on here to measure what the voltage is, how many amps are being used, etc. And then this line comes out and monitors the battery as well. Here's the display. Right now it's showing my voltage, but I can have it show current. So right now I'm putting in 3.5 amps, almost 4 now. Then here's the watts, and something I don't know, and the percent, and something else I don't know.
After over a month of waiting, my sails finally arrived. I ordered them from the North Sails Loft here in Martinique. Luckily, I had a friend who could guide me through the process because I really had no idea what to look for in purchasing new sails. My boat is a ketch, which means it has a mainmast and then a shorter mizzen mast behind the cockpit, so I needed to order 3 sails. I ordered a large Genoa, which is the one that was first put on, and then a large mizzen, and then I got a wimpy mainsail. The idea being I will probably mainly be using the Genoa and mizzen for sailing, because from my understanding, ketches work best when there's a space between the sails.
Today I threw out a whole bunch of trash and cardboard that had accumulated from all the projects I've been doing, and it freed up a ton of space actually, and it's cool. It feels like the boat's becoming a home rather than just a big project. So I'm one step closer. I'd like to take a minute to review these hot and spicy Pringles. I would say they're not my favorite, so I'm more of an original and a sour cream and onion fan. However, they're pretty good, and I think Pringles has made a bold decision to go with more of a pure pepper flavor, and so it's raw. It bites back a little bit, but it's not too spicy. It's not too spicy. And there's no cheese flavor or anything like that. It's just pure hot and spicy. Now I don't know why they chose 2, because it's only seems to be 1 ingredient. You know, it's hot. You know, hot and spicy seems a little bit redundant, but I think give them a try. Although I think I'll still be an original man. But if they're on the table, yeah, I'll eat them. So one really nice thing about the sails being installed is this is an in-mast furling sail, which means there's a rod that goes all the way up, all the way to the top. And the sail connects to it and the rod spins in order to pull the sail in. But without a sail, the rod is just sort of dangling in the mast, and whenever the boat would rock, the rod would slam against the outside of the mast right here, making a terrible noise. Now, no sound because it's snug and comfy in there. It's only 11 o'clock and I've been pretty productive. I spent the early morning cleaning the bottom, which is probably my least favorite activity so far on the boat. Toilet hasn't broken yet, so that'll probably be the least favorite when that happens. Just got back in from doing some laundry. Ooh, cleaning the bottom really takes it out of you. I was in the water for you know, probably like 2 hours. Dunking in and out, holding my breath as long as I can. But I went and did some laundry, got something to eat, and I decided that my data plan on my cell phone is kind of running low. So why not set up the Starlink? Now that I can measure the energy, with the Victron thing I set up, I can tell if it's taking too much power or not. So that was super easy. All I did was plug it in and waited a little while, and I'm online. I have it set up here, although this is just a temporary place. I'm not sure where I'll put it more permanently. I don't think I'll have it out all the time, at least for now, not with the battery setup I have. But for right now, I think this is fine. I think when I'm not using it, I'll just pull it inside. I'm measuring cable length for my batteries, which is not so easy. I cut out this string, which is 1 meter long, and I just connect it between 2 places to measure the distance. And then I'm adding a little fudge factor for how long it actually is. I need to buy all new cables for the battery and the inverter, because the ones I have are just not thick enough, especially for the new batteries that I'm gonna get. So I figured I would upgrade them now, and then once the batteries come, I can just install and go.
My friend Jed and I decided to explore Martinique by dinghying up one of the rivers. We made it about a mile in before a fishing net was completely blocking the river, so we had to turn around. But based on the map, there wasn't really that much past that point anyways, so I don't think we missed anything. There wasn't that much on the river. There were some signs of people maybe living or working there. There was this tent that had a hammock set up in it. We didn't see anyone, so I don't know what it was for. There really wasn't any towns or anything nearby, so I don't know what they would be doing. We also saw signs of an old railroad, which we think was probably used to transport the sugarcane from the plantations back to some sort of exit port in order to be delivered someplace else. There was a yacht club here by the entrance of the river too. After we explored the river, we decided to dinghy over to St. Anne. St. Anne has this cemetery, which is right next to a panorama spot. So it has a really nice view out into the bay with all these boats. My boat used to be out here, but I decided it was a little too far away from all the shops, so I moved it in more.
At the beginning of the week, I wrote down the goals I wanted to accomplish. How did I do? Let's see. 1, get the inverter through bolted into the hole. That's probably a 50%. I got the bolt and I got the hole screwed in, but the bolt was too short, so I need to get a new one. Get the fuse installed. That's a fat 0. Get the shunt installed. That's a 100. That's what I needed to install the Victron battery monitor. Clean the bottom, 75% I think. Get the inverter completely installed, 0. Get the bus bars installed, that's a 100. And get the rest of the cables I need for the inverter and the batteries. I'm gonna go 50% on that, because I did all the measurements, which is probably the hard part, and then I need to go buy them and then install them, which I'm sure will have some challenges. One challenge with all the boat work is you end up doing something and it turns into finding all these other things you have to accomplish. At one point this week, I decided to replace my impeller on the diesel, and that has turned into a week-long project. Not full-time, but still a project, because it turns out there's a seawater leak in the impeller. I need to fix that, and then I needed to track down some broken pieces that had found their way from the impeller into the coolant system, and I have to buy some gaskets now, and so on. So I thought that was going to be an easy win, which is why I decided to do it, and it turned into a whole big project. So there's no such thing as easy wins, I guess. So next week, we'll see what my list of goals is, and maybe I can do a little bit better. Maybe I should stop trying to do random things that I think are going to be easy to accomplish.